Hi, everybody. I'm CIG3 and we meet again. We continue today a series of courses that 99% of designers need to know. In the previous lecture, do you remember? I'm talking about the complete system content of color design system. The underlying logic of the system and the main language of the system. We speak its language. All future color properties and laws and design methods. Okay, let's start now. Color bit attributes. Talk about color bit properties. In fact, it's all about color theory. It all comes from this book. It's an actual color map. On top you can solve color design, color language interaction, color interaction and industrial design. All the problems of color production practice. Therefore, in previous videos, it is necessary to put this color dictionary and color language. Let me give you a brief introduction. You've all seen this in the last 4 lectures. The first part of our talk is about the color design system. Among these, if we could learn from the past together, color typical colors, a color T-ring, color triangle, color primary and secondary point color area. It has its language encoded. And the amount of stimulation. The amount of stimulation for color microadjustment. These are the components of its color CDS language. With these methods of language composition and expression, we need to find a way to understand. In the color design system, what are the underlying design logic and color itself? Color attribute and laws of original ecology. What we are talking about today is the law of chromatic properties. Color attribute, as the name implies, it is in the triangle of color. That is, in the CDS color system. It is located somewhere in the triangle. What kind of properties does it have? In fact, in the color bit attribute, it is a very important color design method. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail later. Let's explain what color properties are. Its color attribute is what is the principle? Is a color bit attribute. It's the bit properties of our colors. This is the part where, at its core, it's about explaining what is a color level. If you talk about color bits, first you have to talk about the hue loop. Colors in the hue ring. It is all colors that represent color. And we call it representative of color culture. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black and white. This is its color. And these colors are used in design applications. There must be some shade of it. Some shades of design, some minor adjustments. And in this adjustment, it has to have a place. Its position is shown in the triangle of color. This is the CDS color characteristic law we are talking about. Color beta attribute. How to understand the color position attribute? The relationship between the intersection of black, white, and color. And this is what we call a bit property. Okay, let's take a look at this picture. And that's pretty clear in this picture. The characteristics of its color bit properties. In fact, if many people love color, friends who follow my channel, you will be together in previous videos, may have seen this triangle multiple times. What are we talking about here? Just talk about its color position. In fact, what about the color position? It must be said that there are several problems. First, let's talk about a quantity called white. There is also a color quantity. There is also a black amount. It's the point where these three sides intersect. So let's say this is the amount of white. The extension line of our point says 40 is where his white mass is. 0 to 40, and this edge is the black amount. The amount of black we call between 0 and 20. We call this the amount of black. So, 120. And this side. What do we call the amount of color? From 0 to 40, they are called color quantities. And the point where these three lines intersect, that's where the color is. You will also be introduced in previous color CDS systems. We repeat the language model again. W plus B plus C equals 100. You see this is B20. This is the white quantity W40. This is the color quantity C40. Three intersections are equal to 100. This is the most typical color point characteristic. Properties of chromatic harmony. In the color triangle, the amount of white by color, the amount of black, and the amount of color to determine its coordinate position. The point where three values intersect is the color position, mostly used in multicolor design applications. What is a multi-color design application? We are in the future color design. I'll introduce it to you again. Okay, let's understand these 2 points again. These are two completely different shades. We see it. This color is completely different from this color, 2 colors. But the color inside their 2 red circles. Exactly the same location. So you start from the code in the triangle of this color. You will see that it is W50, and in this triangle, in its code, it is also BSW50. So, they're identical. And the color features presented. You see this dot, that's the color. And this dot is this color. Between the two of them, there will have B10W50. B10W50 is consistent. The first half is different, that's the color. Different here. This is one of its chromatic characteristics. The interpretation of this color position characteristic tells you he has a very, very important one of his own. Internal logical relationship. When various hues are combined together, be sure to control his color position. Then make its color position the same or approximate. The color scheme becomes manageable. This is an interpretation of the physical properties of its color bits. This is all contained in 20% black content. This is 40% anchroma. And its amount of black and white. This is its full color gamut characteristic. Then we can see of the 80 color equivalents in the CDS color system, any color in the vertical section It has the same amount of black as white and color. Color level is the same. This is a very important color attribute relationship of a color. So, we're going to go back into nature. The colors of nature come from all things in nature. We don't have the ability to create beauty. We can only find beauty. And any animal in nature, and any plant, it has its own color properties and laws. If you don't notice the color of your vision and eyes, you go back to nature. Go and take care of it. The natural colors around you. We used that power just now. The study and refinement of its color as a color bit. We found a basis point for a color. This is its color position. Then I put this power on top of. Its color serves as an extract. Then perform a quantification. We see different shades of blue and green, red and yellow. As a result, it's the true behind the P-true 5W10. Exactly the same. These are characteristics called attributes. It's given to us by nature. We didn't make it. Let's go back to these for exploded diagrams. This is the color position of the red feather. This is the orange position. This is his green spot. This is blue spot. He's all in the same place. That is, their color levels are the same, just a different color. So you see the lovely parrot. So attractive. It's so visually engaging. So let's talk about it. Design behavior under the logic of color position design method. In the CDS color system, the characteristics and properties of each color. It is a method of color design. In color design, color triangle select a color point. That is, the amount of black is the same as the amount of white and color. Then select multiple colors in the hue loop color scheme. Then the matching color properties are the same. The uniform condition is maximized. Achieve the best visual harmony and psychological harmony. This is the characteristic law of color bit design. Okay, we just used the cube parrot. Did a color extraction? We completed a design of arbitrary pattern colors. It can be used anyway. There are two other ways to use this color at the same time. Can improve its chroma. You can also reduce the color of it. Can improve its brightness. It can also reduce its blackness. This will generate more than n color schemes related to parrots. Bright in black, bright in white, bright bits of color. Design the same color scheme. We used a pattern design called home textiles this time. Okay, so we have an isotopic design approach. Let's take a look. We use different colors in the hue range. But in the color triangle, only one location was used. Here are 6 colors but use this one position. So we get the equivalent design method. It's a very important property. We see these colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it turns out they are identical. We use this color. and a very, very visually harmonious color scheme. The application and creation of secondary colors in life. You will find it fascinating. This is our other one. AI intelligent software for color design. It's called Color Scheme Express. It will be very easy to design. The characteristics of the number of colors and color positions you want, and any color. It can form your. And this is what we call coloring. The most important basic model of a theory. We used the color scheme just now to design the Courier method. We'll get it naturally formed. A color scheme of main and auxiliary points. Here is the CDS code of its color scheme. Or CMYK encoding. We will discuss it separately in future lectures. The application of this color design software and its characteristics and laws. This is the main and auxiliary point of its color design method. The maximum area should be more than 60%. The rest are his auxiliary colors. Complementary colors can be more or less. This is the design relationship of the colors of his main auxiliary points. We also use this theory of color in multicolor design cases and models. Similarly, we can use different scenarios to color scheme and matching design. Okay, we're done with the skills and logic of color bit design today. I hope you will continue to follow me in future color channels. The new Learn Color with me is coming soon. Welcome to like, subscribe and share. Thank you very much.